Want a news show that parties?
I literally did not go to sleep on Friday night.
Watch Cocaine News with your host, Donald Trump Jr.
The cocaine addict who happens to be the son of the president.
Hot takes.
You know, I know you're not allowed to talk about the great replacement theory.
Hard drugs.
Going 172 in a car while smoking crack.
And all the finger quotes you can handle.
Dangers of disinformation.
He called it blackface. Lost part of his penis.
Cutting out fat rails of journalism.
I checked a couple boxes and maybe there's bombs blowing up and he's scrolling at the little window. The political persecution.
That's pure uncut news candy.
It's Republican drama, yada, yada, yada. We have no idea. This isn't like my job.
Cocaine News.
Watch this. All right, we're having a little trouble pulling up the video.
Weekends, 3 a.m.
What?
Sorry, everybody, for laughing during the opening video, but damn, this is too funny. Welcome back to the show. We got a great show lined up for you guys. We are going to expose the truth behind the Wildwood, New Jersey rally that supposedly had 100,000 people in attendance. We're going to go ahead and
maybe 100,000 roaches after they were done with it.
Right. You know what's funny about that? The whole venue, like the venue capacity for that legally could only hold 20,000 people.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Yeah, per the city of Wildwood, New Jersey. Like that venue is only for 20,000 people. So,
well, to be fair,
most
Donald Trump is no stranger to breaking the law. So,
true. Very true.
Anything for his supporters.
Yeah, but we're going to go over some other stuff too. We're going to make sure Don Jr. is okay. I'm a little worried about him. Somebody may want to do an intervention. We'll get into that real soon. Rudy Giuliani has lost one of his remaining source of income. It's probably his last source of income because he won't stop lying about the 2020 election. And then he's shocked at why he was fired. So Steve Bannon's going to jail because Giuliani was whining on Steve Bannon's show. So we'll talk about that a little bit. And then we're going to get into Donald Trump.
Who are these people going to whine about? Where are they going to whine to when Steve Bannon's gone?
I know, because that's the War Room is one of the only places they can go to spread their propagandist message. Yeah, so then we're going to show you some videos of Trump. He is taking a firm position supporting Israel, pretty much calling all of Palestinians terrorists. They're not differentiating anymore between Palestinians and Hamas. They have decided that all Palestinians are Hamas. Biden responds to the criticism from telling that he's not going to support Israel with weapons, artillery, and bombs for their genocide of what they're doing to the Palestinian people. And then we're going to talk about some of these Trump surrogates that Donald Trump has. He has literally hired. I wonder what their bank accounts look like. He has literally hired U.S. senators and U.S. congressmen to come out and violate his gag order for him. Literally. They go into the courtroom. They listen to like 45 minutes of testimony, and they come out and they are attacking the jury, the judge, the witnesses for Donald Trump.
These are elected officials, senators, congresspeople. The Speaker of the House is standing behind Donald Trump, a 91 times indicted, convicted, or found guilty of rapist. I mean, what kind of people are these? They're really showing their true colors. You know, for a while I thought maybe they would let the chips fall where they may, but the Republican Party is doubling down and taking screenshots, or I should say, photo ops with Donald Trump on his way into court.
And the only reason they're doing it is because the news has reported that nobody is with Donald Trump in this courtroom.
And to be fair, no one is. Well, Eric's there, but he was the first surrogate that would run outside and or was he running outside when he was doing things? We'll find out.
Yeah, Eric, aka the dumb one, actually tweeted about a witness as the witness was testifying. So we'll get into that here shortly. But let's first check in with Don Jr. This is an older video that I like to play. For those of you that think Don Jr. is on drugs or are on the fence about it, let me be clear. Allegedly. No, this guy's on drugs. If this guy pissed in a cup, it would melt. It would catch fire. I mean, seriously, come on. There's no allegedly on this one. I'm sorry. This guy, look at it. Just watch this video and you decide for yourself.
Protecting America is not a priority of him or the Democrat Party. If what you saw happened in Israel last week, if you don't think that that's going to happen here sometime, if you think we're immune, if you don't think that those cells will be activated, and if you don't think they came in through our lax border policies or virtually no border, the economy and inflation is doing really good if you took out energy, housing, food, and there was another big one. Like, if you take out the basic necessities to survive, inflation is basically stagnant. Yeah. The price of a hair curler, maybe has come down a little bit, or at least the inflation on it has come down a bit. But the price of goods and services have increased by 20% since Biden's term started. The highest interest rates to combat this inflation, the high interest rates combating the inflation, has made home ownership almost impossible for many Americans.
I love it. Hair curlers and home ownership.
All I'm going to say is he's sounding a little nasally.
All right, we'll say allegedly for fun.
Allegedly.
Because we have to, I guess. But yeah, seriously, somebody get that guy a cup.
An aluminum one.
Right? No kidding. Jesus. So this, again, I just like to point this out because of the massive amount of nepotism within the Trump family. Don Jr. is somebody that would be at the White House with his father running things. We already know what happened with the White House pharmacy when the Trump family was in office. I mean, I don't know how much more we can say allegedly before.
Yeah, where'd that story freaking go? Like, we have literal receipts and extra ledger that's like 20 milligrams of Xanax. 500 milligrams of Xanax. 1,000. Come on.
Stimulants. I mean, they were giving out hard drugs like Oxycontin. I forgot. What was the list? Was fentanyl. They were giving out fentanyl patches, for crying out loud.
Yep.
It was unbelievable. Yeah.
Well, that's from all the. Never mind. I was going to say that guy. Really bad.
That guy, it was Rodney Jackson, right? He was like an admiral or something really high. He actually got demoted.
Rodney Jackson, the best.
He quietly got demoted because of all this. He's now, I think, only a captain. So yeah, I just love watching these people ruin their lives, their careers, everything they've worked their entire lives for Donald Trump, who I might point out would throw them under the bus in a second.
I do want to make it clear,
benefited him.
These are not people that turned bad, because you don't just you might end up doing a bad thing under stress or an extreme situation, but you don't do the things these people are willing to do consistently at the level of what is essentially aiding and abetting a traitor to the United States of America. You don't do that if you're not inherently a shitty person. So Ronnie Jackson, the best doctor in the Navy or wherever the hell he was, I guarantee you, if you could rewind the video of his life, he did some shitty shit somewhere.
Yeah.
You don't just become a stooge at the level Trump needs stooges by one day making a bad decision.
No, but it does go to show you what some people are willing to do for money and power. Some of these people are willing to humiliate themselves, literally sell their dignity to Donald Trump and go out and whine and complain. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let me play this video. This is Donald Trump Jr., surprisingly enough, siding with Russia. So let me go ahead and play this real quick. I don't know why anybody listens to this guy, for real.
I think there's people that literally are like, well, Russia's just a purely aggressor. We must kill everyone in that country because Ukraine was this great democracy. I was like, no. Like, Ukraine was ranked as one of the most corrupt countries anywhere in the world, far more so than Russia. We kept threatening to bring Ukraine into NATO, which was the only red line that Putin literally, he told my dad this even. Like we gave them every excuse imaginable to do. I'm not saying he's a good guy. I'm not saying he wouldn't have done it, but we pretend like we're these innocent actors in these things. We're talking about bringing Ukraine into NATO just last week. Our Secretary of State, so we're officially at war with Russia and we're obligated. No, they aren't. It's bullshit. We're making the decisions because someone in the CIA who has a vested interest, they have an agenda, they want to get somewhere, they're going to give a tailor-made report to get to the exact conclusion that they want. Nothing more, nothing less. That's the reality of the world in which we live today.
What is he talking about?
I don't know. I don't know.
Look, this is again one of the huge things that people in the MAGA world, these black and white monsters that don't understand the actual complexity of the world, they think that because most normal people recognize that Russia invading Ukraine is bad, that doesn't mean we're like, anything bad that might have happened in Ukraine or under Ukraine's government, we absolve them of all responsibility and we think it was all great. That's not how this works. It's the same thing as if you're on Israeli or Palestinian side, all that. You could recognize shittiness and still not support the people being shitty. Like, it's not simple one side or the other. So Don Jr. is going on ranting about stuff. And in reality, all he's doing is trying to get you mad about something that doesn't have to be so black and white. Look at what's happening to people, because that's all they want to do is take the people out of it.
Right. And let me be clear. America does not support Russia. Ever. We never have. We never will. Unless they change their ways or get rid of Putin.
When Donald Trump was in office, I guarantee you, maybe it wasn't officially known to anyone, but the official policy of the United States was to let Russia do whatever they wanted. That was the official policy under Donald Trump. But to your point,
Donald Trump has even said at rallies that if NATO doesn't pay enough, he would let Russia do whatever the hell they want.
Yep.
Really? Really? So you're extorting people now with threats of war? Is that your plan?
There are plenty of garbage people that live a transactional lifestyle where they don't have human emotions or connections, and they just get or want or take and trade off as little as they can to get those things. Donald Trump and a lot of the people running this world, unfortunately, act that way on the grand scale. Donald Trump has sold out this country. Documents that we still don't know where they are. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I mean, you and me on this last show, I mean, we straight up called what he did with these oil companies bribery. Well, not come to find out, good news, Democrats are actually investigating it in the House because that's exactly
I don't think people understand the it's beyond audacity. It's beyond just straight up being a psychotic lunatic. This guy is committing astounding crimes, the level of which we have never seen out in the open in this country before. They keep talking about America being a banana republic, a third world. It's because of people like Donald Trump and the people, the politicians in power still, who are helping him do these things. You don't get to say out in anywhere where anyone can hear you that you are going to quid pro quo the world environment, the whole planet, someone to pay for your legal fees. Like, you don't just so that they'll give you money to become president.
That's crazy, right?
We don't even we've lost the sense of scale is my point, I guess.
I agree. I think it's like Donald Trump commits so many crimes, it's like we don't even know what to do with him anymore. Like, apparently locking him up is not an option. I don't understand how this guy's walking. The only person in America right now that could commit the amount of crimes and not go to jail is Donald Trump. Anybody else in this country would be locked up by now. I mean, what else do we have to show these people? Well, anyway, moving on. We'll get to Trump here later. Giuliani, once known as America's mayor, big shot in New York City, has definitely fallen from grace and was recently fired from his radio show. Is probably his last remaining source of income. I mean, the guy's he's late 70s, like 80 years old. So, I mean, he should be living his life retired, chilling. But no, he's still pushing the stolen election.
It's a real shame because he had a good gig going with this radio show that we're going to show a clip of in a second. And it sucks because if he hadn't lost his job being a prostitute, he definitely would have been more financially secure because he spent a long time selling himself out to Donald Trump for apparently nothing because he has nothing to show for it. He has no money, no credibility, lost law license. I don't even think he has a home anymore. He had to sell that for what? Donald Trump's not picking up the phone to see how you are, buddy.
No, and he still owes Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss all that money. Yep. I mean, the guy's he's going to lose everything he ever worked for, all again because of Donald Trump. So here's a clip of this is one of the stellar things that he put on this podcast. This was after the correspondence dinner when he was talking about Colin Yost, because Colin Yost roasted everybody. So
Yeah.
let's do this real quick, and then we'll get his reaction after we get. But this is the type of stuff he would say on a show.
Oh, I forgot. Remember? Colin Posty? What was his name? Colin Posty?
Colin Yost.
Oh, Yost? Colin. Was that his name? Well,
Colin Yost.
He's one of the group on Saturday Night Live that hasn't been funny for 2 decades. It started when Obama became the president and they got intimidated, saying anything that might be suggestively racist, like something funny, which is of course racist in itself. That you're not willing to make fun of accomplished people of all races. I mean, Obama can kind of be made fun of. He was the president of the freaking United States, you know.
Yeah.
If you're not going to make fun of a black president, well, then you're a racist, aren't you? Yes. That's what they all are.
Okay, so let's unpack. So now Giuliani, I guess, is saying that if you don't make fun of black people, that also makes you a racist. What? Why is he dressed like a 1960s Vegas lion tamer? Like all he's missing is the chair and the whip. Like he looks like he should be on the Vegas Strip in 1965.
It's funny. They say that they didn't make fun of Obama on SNL. Number one, they absolutely did. But it goes to show you how demented, I guess the right will call them, is. People like Giuliani, people like Donald Trump, people that inherently don't actually have a sense of humor. See, these people, the only thing they find funny is other people suffering because they're sadistic twits. But they can't wrap their head around that. While they did, in fact, make fun of Obama while he's president, and making racist jokes isn't funny, so that was why they wouldn't make any racist jokes. But maybe they didn't make fun of Obama as much as they make fun of Trump and you, Giuliani, is because people liked him. Did you ever?
Yeah, he wasn't a clown. He wasn't an embarrassing clown. I mean,
any comic will tell you need material. You only got what you work with. And Obama, while they did again have plenty to make fun of him about, liked him. Except
and there's a difference between comedy. I love stand-up comedy. There's a difference between telling a joke and doing stand-up comedy
100%.
or saying racist shit.
Yeah.
That's not funny.
No.
And if anybody watches, I follow Colin and Che on Instagram. They make racist jokes all the time, dude. They write jokes for each other. Just so that, oh my God.
Like that's the point,
so
is comedy.
bad.
But it goes to show you, kind of like what I said, is they don't understand real comedy.
No, they don't get it. They
don't have the intellectual capacity to understand sarcasm.
No. Right. What they're doing is not funny. It's just completely
like
racist.
Kicking a hobo is not funny. I mean, it's kind of funny if done in context, but like kicking an actual hobo would like get them off. That's the part.
Right.
The
oh my God.
How did that make you
video
think
on TikTok? We're going to talk about this on the next show. This asshole on TikTok claims, I don't know if he did,
money hobo thing,
giving fake money to homeless people.
Yep.
So they get arrested after they spend it. For the love of God. And this is one of these Project 2025.
Yep. And the best part, he's like the president of them or something. But the best part is you could take the fact that it's immoral and despicable aside. For someone who's supposedly fighting for such religious ideals as, saving the homeless anyway, that's just straight up illegal. Knowingly putting fake currency that is into circulation
that's a crime.
Is a crime. And two, where did you get it?
Right. It's on TikTok. You posted a video on TikTok of you talking about yourself committing a fucking crime.
And by the way,
fake money.
By the way, Mr. Project 2025 genius boy, the fake dollars people put in like windshields that have like usually like a come to Jesus thing on the back or like a fake tip, actual like joke money. You don't get to say that's what you were doing, because the point at which someone would suspect that the money is fake and then call the police, that's pretty good fake money. That's illegal, bud. They're not going to do it over joke money. I hate to break it.
Exactly. He claimed it was Hollywood fake money. So
because they're not going to arrest a homeless person for giving in a joke dollar. They're going to go, this is not real money, and tear it up. If it is good enough to be fake, that's a crime.
Exactly. So, all right, let's play Giuliani's meltdown. So he finally finds out he got fired. And of course, you're going to get fired. No radio station in the right mind, other than like War Room with Steve Bannon, which is this one he's on, of course, is going to allow you to spread known lies. How many times do we have to debunk the fact that the 2020 election was not stolen? How many? 70 court cases, analysts, experts, they've found the only fraud they really found was on Republicans.
Wasn't that one guy who voted like 5 times? Literally. Again, not making that up.
So it's all projection and confession from these people. It really truly is. So here's the video of Giuliani having a meltdown on Steve Bannon's show, which will be off the air soon, and we'll go over why here in a second.
And the Wall Street Journal. The Bidens don't realize who's doing who can really inflict atomic destruction to them. They were going along just fine until Giuliani found the people in Ukraine and explained your admission in front of, what was it, the Atlantic Council or the Council on Foreign Policy, is just want to be free to tell people the truth. You want to stop me, don't you? Yeah. The Democrat thing has something to do with it. And the fact that the Bidens are really zeroing in now on interference with the 2024 election. You're on the side of wanting to shut me up at a time in which you know I have financial difficulties. So you're hoping that all I care about is money, like you.
That's so funny. So I like to point out he's so proud of the people he found in Ukraine. Those people ended up being Russian agents that were feeding lies coming directly from Russian intelligence.
I firmly, like the old, I don't know if it's an old adage, right? I don't know if this counts as an old adage, but like telling lies all the time, eventually you trip up because not just because you can't remember all the lies, you don't remember what the truth is anymore. So like most of these people, except maybe for Trump, aren't complete and utter morons, okay? To a point. But I don't think Giuliani is at a point anymore that he even knows what reality is. Like the guy's literally melting in front of us. He's older than most people realize, okay? He's like in his 70s. He has been through some shit. He tried to help take down the American government. He's lost everything in his life. He's a joke and a clown and an embarrassment to the human race. He's melting. What is he even rambling about? Why? Like,
why does anybody even care what he says anymore?
Who's listening to him? Who? I don't know.
Right. Who in America is listening to this nonsense? So we have some information on Steve Bannon. The mic's going to go over here because Steve Bannon is going to jail.
Yeah.
Thank God. Finally, Steve Bannon is going to jail.
Well, we think, and most likely, but if people don't remember, in July of 2022,
almost
he was
2 years
convicted
ago. Jesus.
of contempt of Congress for ignoring subpoena to testify before the January 6th committee. Remember that? Remember when that happened that long ago? So at that point, he was allowed to stay his jail sentence pending appeal. That tells you how long appeal processes go because it's how many years later, okay? So after January 6th, it's still this man is not in jail after he was convicted or found in contempt of court. And in May of 2024, his appeal has been denied and he must report to jail if no further appeals are allowed. And what's really interesting is I've already started seeing a ton of headlines on Fox and headlines from any right-wing nonsense about how the Biden a Biden prosecutor is demanding Bannon be put in jail. No, he's vocalizing the expectation that now that the appeals process is over, the judge on the case go, okay, report to jail.
Exactly.
And none of this is partisan. The guy didn't report when he was given a subpoena because he thought he was a tough guy. And now he's going to spend 4 months in jail and he's going to make millions off of it. And that's part of the problem.
The nice thing, though, is if he does get locked up, it'll be during the election cycle. So he won't be able to cause as much damage on the right as he normally would. Because he's like Donald Trump's chief strategist. This is Donald Trump's right-hand man. You can pretty much think anything that comes out of Steve Bannon's mouth is from Trump. He's pretty much just Trump's megaphone.
Yep. That's all the whole party's becoming. Now it's like
Giuliani's done, dude. Giuliani is toast. He's
cooked.
Not a lawyer anymore. He's not a mayor. He's a nobody. With lawsuits still pending. There was still the one with his assistant.
Oh yeah, holy crap. Oh
the sexual was it assault or harassment? I can't remember. It was something to do with his assistant.
Some sort, in no way to minimize it, I just don't remember the details. Some sort of sexual assault, we'll say, harassment. The funny part is allegedly. Anyone who saw the second Borat movie knows that.
I was gonna say that.
This is whatever claim is made against him is very likely within the realm of possibility. That's it.
Right. It really is. Yeah. All skepticism aside, Giuliani's a disgusting person.
That's not allegedly. He is a scumbag.
We should just have allegedly going across the bottom of our show, the entire show. Allegedly. All right. This next video is not allegedly. This next video, we're going to get into the Wildwood rally, the 100,000 people strong rally. Allegedly. And you know what's funny? Nobody reported how many people were at the rally towards the end of Donald Trump's speech. So I'm going to show you this video I made. It's like 5 or 6 different clips. But it's start to finish the Wildwood rally. Okay, so here we go.
Like talk about
USA, 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 USA.
Everything they touch
basic
turns to what? You shouldn't use that kind of language. Look, all done by Biden, carried out by Ray. That's right, all being done by him. Carried out by radical Democrats.
A tender-hearted poor half-frozen snake. His pretty-colored skin had been all frosted with the dew. Poor thing, she sighed.
Frank Sinatra and so many more. New Jersey is where General George Washington led the army to victory at Trenton and Princeton. And this is where generations of New Jersey patriots helped build this country into the single greatest nation in the history of the world. But now we are a nation in decline.
There's no one there.
There you go, folks. That is the reality of the New Jersey rally. It was a disaster. It was a disaster. It was full of people like this. Where's my picture?
Oh,
diapers over Dems.
I'm telling you,
wear diapers.
There are gold diapers filled with adult human shit across Wildwood, New Jersey right now.
We actually joked in the last show there could be a shitty Trump diaper somewhere in all that garbage they left behind, and that picture just kind of makes me just kind of affirms our position. Let me pull it up again, okay, people. This is real. This is not propaganda. These are different people, allegedly, than we had last time. We showed a picture on the last show of different people wearing diapers, and these are actual Trump supporters. Why can't we just make that Donald Trump's new campaign slogan? Real men wear diapers. MAGA 2024.
And like the sparkle. Bing.
Yeah. He's so good. Oh, man. Well, at least we know if Donald Trump doesn't win the presidency, he could make a lot of money selling Trump diapers, apparently. It's a good market. It's like a strong market. Anyway, here's some stuff on Twitter. This is from Roger Stone, that complete psycho, the same guy who was on audio talking about assassinating Congress people. So he posted this video. Yeah, he posted this picture here. Yeah, New Jersey is in play for real Donald Trump. Could Joe Biden draw a crowd like this? Okay,
where are those mountains? Where are those mountains?
The only problem with this picture is, one, the ocean is on the wrong side of the stage. And two, this is a Rod Stewart concert.
Wait. From 1994. Wait.
In Rio.
Like,
like if you look at the picture of the Trump rally, the ocean's on the opposite
that's
side.
How bad. That's how bad. if you really want to know what's left of this Trump mechanism, other than the scumbacious people still in the government, those are the ones you got to worry about.
Yeah.
But whoever made that post for him just went, big crowd, Google.
I know, like nobody else has access to the internet. And couldn't, like, that was debunked almost immediately. Is they're free a spring break pick. Their lies are so easily they're so transparent. They're so weak. But like you said, they lie so much. It's like
there is no truth anymore.
These are the type of people, like I knew a guy like this. He would lie even if the truth is just fine. Like I've never understood that.
I guess that's what you call pathological lying, but it's weird because it's almost like there's no reality assessment going on. Whatever happens, not only in their life is it transactional, but like their conversations, what they consist of is transactional. So they just say whatever they think is going to get a reaction. There is no thought. There is no consequence to them. There's no substance.
Nothing. They have no policies. They have
policy.
Only one agenda, and that is to gain power and keep it. That's pretty much their only agenda.
No, you're right.
Here's another clip, in case anybody was wondering on what Donald Trump's position is on Israel. Here you go. This is what he said when he was in New Jersey.
Crooked Joe has not just set our economy on fire. He has truly set the world on fire. If you want to know how a weak and pathetic president really is, I mean, the things they do, just think about this. This week he announced that he will withhold shipping weapons to Israel as they fight to eradicate Hamas terrorists in Gaza. No, it was shocking to hear it. Even while there are still American hostages being held by Hamas. And they're saying, oh, October 7th never happened. You know, they say that. And Biden has fallen for it. Crooked Joe's action is one of the worst betrayals of an American ally in the history of our country. I support Israel's right to win its war on terror. Is that okay?
There you go. There's this position. I just like to point out now that the GOP, again, wants to impeach Biden over this because they say that this is why Donald Trump was impeached for withholding weapons to Ukraine. There's a difference, though. Biden is doing it because Netanyahu is murdering kids and civilians with no regard whether they're terrorists or not. I mean, they have the most advanced equipment in the world, okay? They have drones with infrared cameras on it that can see who is in a house. And I mean, come on, stop. Okay, so Donald Trump tried to withhold support to Ukraine for extortion. He was trying to extort information on Biden. That's why. Okay, this is different. It's not the same. So, but of course, now the GOP wants to impeach Biden again.
Well, but it's all about the hypocrisy, too. Like, they live in that state. For example, right? Here is everyone's favorite douchebag, J.D. Vance. Okay? So here's a tweet or an X or whatever you call it. I will continue to dead name Twitter until Elon Musk stops dead naming his own child. Anyway, so this is J.D. Vance, Republican. Senator J.D. Vance sounds alarm over $10 billion defense stock deficit thanks to Biden's war in Ukraine. Quote, the Biden administration has sent $10 billion worth of weapons to Ukraine that it still does not have the money to replace. Okay, so I guess no weapons to foreign countries under attack by Russia. But this guy, another Republican joy bag, it is aberrant that the president of the United States is withholding crucial ammunitions from Israel. He must stop emboldening our enemies. The Biden administration needs to immediately reaffirm its commitment to supporting Israel and allow these arms shipments to move forward so Hamas terrorists can be defeated. So which is it? Who are you supporting? Because that's what it's all really coming to, is you don't care that you're a hypocrite, because we're at a point where the people that you know are going to vote for you are too dumb to even spell the word hypocrite. They don't understand hypocrisy. They just go, man with Coke, tell me to use Coke. Those Pepsi people are bad Pepsi people. That's it. That's what they're doing to you. Okay, so they're telling you, these people who are historically not America's friends and allies, It's bad to stop them from invading a country. But those people who we, let's just say, have a strange relationship, Israel, we got to keep giving them money. We got to give them money. Which one is it? Same money.
Right. And just so we're clear, Biden has responded. They're going to continue to give Israel its ability to defend itself. They're just not giving it offensive weapons like bombs and ammunition. So they're still supporting Israel. They're just not giving it the weapons to murder people.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me you could actually not react and only go, yes, no, or you could actually have a nuanced approach to things?
See, that's why I like Biden. And I'm going to play a video now of Biden responding on CNN. But the guy actually, you know, and this whole thing in Israel has got this whole country in a mess. But Biden looks at the information that's given to him and then reacts, as opposed to watching a clip on social media and then freaking out about it and accusing everybody of things they didn't do. So let me play this video. Because every time I watch a video of Biden, yes, he's old, but the guy's a class act as far as the president.
And his brain is actually there. For those of you, again, who are assholes, it's called a stutter. You good?
Right. Yeah, not that hard.
I made it clear that if they go into Rafah, they haven't gone into Rafah yet. If they go into Rafah, I'm not supplying the weapons that have been used historically to deal with Rafah, to deal with the cities, to deal with that problem. We're going to continue to make sure Israel is secure in terms of Iron Dome and their ability to respond to attacks like came out of the Middle East recently. But it's just wrong. We're not going to supply the weapons and the artillery shells used that have been used.
Artillery shells as well.
Yeah, artillery shells.
So they're still getting humanitarian aid. They're still getting defensive weapons. They're just not getting the bombs and munitions they would use to. I've watched videos of them. I mean, they've attacked hospitals. The education system is ruined. Their infrastructure is completely shot. Electrical system is completely shot. I mean, they're literally trying to wipe Gaza off the map is what they're trying to do.
But if you listen to Jared Kushner, Donald Trump's son-in-law, the best thing that could happen is you just get rid of all the Palestinians and you open up some shitty condos. Freaking great. Right. Capitalism, baby.
And just so everybody knows, my position is I'm not pro-Israel and I'm not anti-Israel. I'm not pro-Palestine. I'm pro-stop fucking killing people for no reason.
It's a pretty good position.
God, I'm so tired of people, especially for religion. Jesus Christ. I am sorry, but I am tired. I am sick and tired of watching people get murdered for religious reasons because one is Jewish and the other one is Muslim. I mean, seriously, have we not progressed far enough? Has we not evolved as a society that we can't just live in peace with one another? Are we still fighting over whose God is better?
Well, what we're doing is most people are fighting over whose God is better depending on which color you are. And the rich people just laugh at everyone, bet on the misery, and use them to dig up all the fancy, shiny rocks. That's basically what we got going on this planet.
Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much what's going on. So, all right, let's get into Donald Trump's court case because Michael Cohen. Actually, before we get into the court case, I do want to play this video. Trump is terrified of RFK Jr. And this video is proof of it. So he is just going crazy because really RFK is pulling way more points away from him than he is Joe Biden. I don't even know how RFK Jr. is a reasonable alternative, considering recent revelations that he had a brain worm, a worm in his head that ate part of his brain and then died. And I thought that he was insane, but we actually looked this up. There isn't a thing. You can't actually get worms in your freaking brain. That's insane.
I'm not going to try and say that word. I've tried more than you would ever believe. Trust me when I tell you I've spent a significant amount of time trying to say that word correctly.
I tried it before the show. It didn't work.
Point is RFK Jr. did not explicitly state which type of worm he had. My God. But a lot of people who have way more education in the field than I ever would have basically narrowed it down to some sort of ingested pork parasite. Okay? On the left there, Those are legitimate holes in the brain. You know what that replicates in effect? Alzheimer's, FYI. So the point is that none of this is speculation. None of this is poetic journalistic license based on something he said. No, RFK Jr. literally said, okay, in a deposition for his divorce years ago, that a worm has eaten his brain, and it is such a problem that he was basically given disability for it. Like he has damages, he has cognitive reasoning deficiencies now. This is all from his words, okay?
Okay.
Do we have to connect the worm dots here? Not just because we don't know if Donald Trump has a worm brain, but at some point, like, imagine if anyone else had said this about themselves. Imagine if Joe Biden said this or Donald Trump.
Yeah,
RFK is like, I got a worm brain.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm not really comfortable knowing that a presidential candidate had part of his brain eaten by a worm. Not saying, I mean, it's obviously it's something that just happens. It's not like you actually intentionally did that, but at the same time, you know, I prefer my presidents with an entire brain. And so far, I only see one candidate with it, and that's Joe Biden. I think a worm ate Donald Trump's entire brain. Here's a video of him freaking out about RFK Jr.
RFK Jr. is a Democrat plant, a radical left liberal who's been put in place in order to help crooked Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of the United States, get reelected. A lot of people think that Jr. is a conservative. He's not. He's more liberal than anybody running on the Democrat side. A vote for Jr. would essentially be a wasted protest vote that could swing either way, but would only swing against the Democrats if Republicans knew the true story about him. Jr. is totally anti-gun, an extreme environmentalist who makes the Green New scammers look very conservative by comparison.
The Green New Scammers? That's a great name for like a neo-punk band.
I know. I still think, and everybody thinks I'm crazy, but I still think that Donald Trump's going to be so scared of RFK, he's going to ask him to be his VP to take him out of the loop. I still think that's going to happen. So far, we've had some ridiculous VP candidates. Even Vivek Ramaswamy made an appearance at court today to protest what's going on with Donald Trump. So, all right, yeah, getting into the actual case. Donald Trump posted this. This is so funny to me. Donald Trump gets legal advice from a guy named Tom Fitton. Tom Fitton runs a website called Judicial Watch and pretends to be a lawyer, but he's not a lawyer.
He plays one on TV.
He does. I've carefully tracked the Donald Trump trial in New York. The prosecution hasn't presented any evidence of a crime. What? Judge Mershon at the conclusion of the prosecution's case should follow the law at the end of the trial with a directed verdict for Trump's acquittal. Yeah, I'm sorry. What? All the text messages, emails, testimonies.
You know what?
Not evidence
You know
of a
what
crime?
Cohen, like the evidence that they entered and what Cohen testified to is, you know, something to the effect of, and I'm going to screw it up and I apologize, but it was like, did Donald Trump make this decision? Yes. How do you know? He signed that check. Did Donald Trump make this decision? Yes. How do you know? He signed that one too. Like,
right. They left a paper trail of evidence. It's not even like it's hard to find. But I like how all these people that are not in the courtroom are acting like they know what's going on with the case. Like Fox News, all these headlines he's reading. Oh, every legal expert in the world thinks that this is a sham.
Everyone
in the world. Like, yeah, okay, dude. I don't know where you're getting your information from.
So depressingly sad.
Right? So let's go out. Trump has been screaming and shouting for protesters to show up outside to support him in his Biden cases. Biden
legal
DOJ
woes,
cases.
the witch hunt of all witch hunts.
Right? So this was outside of court. These guys are so sarcastic. I love it. But this is this is a great video.
I don't know how they didn't break it.
Daniels took the stand on Tuesday. We're expecting a huge crowd of Trump supporters.
Huge crowd.
There's one.
Well, do you want to count the dog? Do you want to count the dog?
Count the dog. There's two. And then I see one other guy here. Is your dog a Trump supporter?
No.
No,
he's a dog.
Just a dog?
Yeah.
So
Okay,
two.
so
Officially
two.
just two. Two Trump supporters here.
You get in and you find out the real information. You have to talk to the people on the ground.
Okay, so we have one Trump supporter. The dog does not count, as we said before.
God.
And then it looks like we have one
Dog does not count.
other Trump supporter, but maybe some of the people are hidden here or something like that. Excuse me, sir. Sir, are you a Trump supporter? No, you're not a Trump
No.
supporter. Okay.
Okay. All right. So
we still have
confirmed,
one.
That's not another Trump supporter, but here this could be a Trump supporter.
Are you a Trump supporter, sir?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. How many Trump supporters would you say are here today?
Two.
Two?
Officially two.
That's because they didn't count
the best
the dog.
reaction. That's the best reaction ever. Is your dog a Trump supporter? No, he's a dog. Like it only totally over his head that they were messing with him. He's
Oh
just
my
like, no,
God.
he's a dog.
I gotta tell you, that's the only MAGA I would ever entertain shaking the hand of. Simply in the context of that was the greatest comment I've heard in a long time. No,
I know, right? No,
he's a dog.
He's a
dog. You know what, bud? You're right. You're right.
Yep. So all right. So let's get into Donald Trump. Donald Trump was pissed yesterday when he was leaving the courtroom. Michael Cohen testified, of course, and before we get into that, one of Trump's surrogates, Eric Trump, aka the dumb one, posted this while Michael Cohen was testifying. I have never seen anything more rehearsed. Okay, so you're attacking a witness while they're testifying. Not very bright, my friend. And if in case anybody's never seen an actual court case or been through one, yeah, it's rehearsed. Of course it's rehearsed. And they go through the questions they're going to ask them before. Right. It's not like they just say, all right, show up on Tuesday and we'll just ask you some questions. That's not how it works. When it's your witness, you prep your witness. That's how they do it.
Literally how it works. Like, full stop.
No, these people have no clue how this works. And like, so I don't understand how some of these people, like Mike Johnson's he's a lawyer, right? If I'm not mistaken. Like, I don't understand. And this guy is like the Christian of Christians.
Because they don't care. They have no self-respect.
Mike Johnson was asked, what are your policies? He goes, oh, if you want to know what I'm about, just read the Bible. That's what I'm about. Well, Mike Johnson, the Bible guy, is standing behind an adjudicated rapist during a trial in which he was involved with an adult film star cheating on his wife after it blows me away. Like, this is what I'm saying about people giving away their dignity. You claim to be the most Christian of all Christians. You live by the Bible, and you're out here supporting this guy, the Antichrist, if anything, Donald Trump. So let me play this video of Donald Trump just freaking out after court.
Man, remember when everyone thought Marilyn Manson was the Antichrist? And it was like, no, he's just like a weird guy who makes metal music.
Right.
And now like the real, you know what I mean? I'm being sarcastic here because I don't necessarily agree with that mythology. But the real Antichrist, if there ever was going to be one, is right the fuck here. All the things about being sneaky and whispering in your ear and telling you what you want to hear, and that's literally the guy. And you're like, no, I'm pretty sure in the night it was Marilyn Manson. We should have got it was Dungeons and Dragons. They were playing too much Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah,
it's Donald Trump.
Games.
Yeah, it's video games. The rap music.
All right, let me play this video.
And you should go out and check it out. But we have a corrupt judge, and we have a judge who's highly conflicted, and he's keeping me from campaigning. He's an appointed New York judge. He's appointed.
All judges are appointed, by the way.
Democrat politicians, he's appointed. He's a corrupt judge, and he's a conflicted judge, and he ought to
And I have papers.
I have papers in my hand.
Every single legal analyst, even CNN, even MSDNC, they're saying...
MSCNC?
Thank you very much.
He calls them MSDNC. There's no case here. Yeah,
the guy is literally getting off my lawn ranting. Get off my lawn.
I know, he's like the old guy that has boxers and a wife beater spraying his hose on kids to get off his property. You know, the one person he doesn't complain about is Judge Aileen Cannon.
Why?
I wonder why. Why don't we go over that real quick?
Well,
yeah, he loves her.
that might not remember, she is the judge in charge of the Mar-a-Lago case. And yes, that was actually a case that was ongoing for a while. I mean, it still is. It should have been, I believe, going to trial like next week. But no. So basically, early on, everyone knew, since this was not just an appointee by Trump, but like a rabid vocal Trump fan, that this was going to be a shit show of a trial. So I tried to find a list of all the times that she has delayed the trial or caused questionable things to happen. I can't find it. But what I can tell you is some key points here, that early on, she agreed with Trump to appoint a special master, but was overruled by the conservative 11th Circuit Court, which governs her. Then she has allowed continuously and caused lapses in standard pre-trial procedures to help delay the trial. We're talking about not that she was waiting for Trump's lawyers or Jack Smith. She herself was just dragging her ass and not doing things, causing delays. And now her latest one is that she has delayed the trial from May 20th start and refused Jack Smith's proposed July 8th start time indefinitely. So basically, because for no actual legal precedent reason, she just keeps punting so that Donald Trump can maybe become president and sweep under the rug the fact that he stole and very likely disseminated state secrets, including nuclear secrets, armament secrets, other secrets. So, yeah.
Hopefully this is the thing that Jack Smith needed to get this woman off this case.
If the 11th, she might get ruined. If the 11th Circuit already beat the crap out of her for her first decision, and that thing was nothing compared to this.
Right. I'm tired of lawyers and judges not following the law. They're supposed to be the law, nonpartisan. The law is not, well, depending on who writes the law, I guess, but the judges are supposed to interpret the law, not just make it up as they go. And Judge Eileen Cannon is doing everything she possibly can to avoid this case. And she is probably the least experienced judge that could have been chosen for something like this. I think she has a ridiculously low amount of actual trial time.
She, I believe, has never actually like tried a case or like been a judge. Yeah, it's bad.
It's pathetic. She shouldn't even been appointed as a judge in the first place.
To be fair, she was picked like it's a random draw. She was picked that way, but I mean, there's clearly a conflict of interest here. I mean,
a little bit,
and there's more than enough evidence to suggest if any actual governing body of the court system looks into it, will be like, well, no. So, does Jack Smith have a case, let's say, to present in getting her removed?
I hope.
Absolutely. Will it happen? Even if it does happen, the case has been so mismanaged on her part.
Yeah.
That they're not even ready to go to trial. Who knows if they even were going to go to trial if this didn't happen for some other reason. So if something happens now, the process is just going to get extended. This trial not happening before the election. Done.
Which was the whole point. They tried to slow walk all these cases. Because what would happen is Donald Trump would pardon himself. He keeps saying he wouldn't, but we all know that's bullshit.
I mean,
come on. It's the whole reason he wants to be president is to avoid prosecution.
Now
and the state charges don't go away, but they get suspended while he's president.
Yes.
So he wouldn't go to jail.
His plan is to stay president. It's a moot point.
Right, exactly. But he only wants to stay president to avoid prosecution and accountability. That's literally the only reason this guy's even running for president at this point. So let me go ahead. This is Trump's surrogate. So Trump has decided, since he's gagged and he can't talk, even though he doesn't shut the hell up, that he's going to use his kids and U.S. senators and Congress people to violate the gag order for him. And he admitted that he has surrogates. The dumbass admitted it to a reporter walking into court. They asked, do you have surrogates attacking people? Well, not those words, but he goes, yeah, I have lots of surrogates. I'm like, oh my God, this guy is so dumb. But now
he's the bully. He's the dummy, stupid, bratty kid who thinks he's clever. Like, oh, you stop hitting yourself. I didn't hit you. You're hitting you. Guy, we know what's happening. Like, not everyone is as dumb as you are.
So today, well, I think yesterday or the day before, or yesterday, I guess it was Monday. So you had Tommy Tuberville and JD Vance. Today he had the Speaker of the House. So keep in mind, these people were not legislating. They're not working because they're obviously in New York on taxpayer dime. And Vivek Ramaswamy showed up and said one of the most amazing things ever, accidentally. So let me play this video I made.
One sec. This is a day or so after he had someone on his show.
I know.
Said to him on his show that they would never have voted for him anyway because he's Indian.
Yeah, and he didn't kick the woman off the show. He's like, yes,
mistress,
yes. Have some balls, bro. All right, here we go.
The thing that the president is prevented from saying, which is a disgrace, is that every single person involved in this prosecution is practically a Democratic political operative. The judge inside, his daughter is making millions of dollars running against Donald Trump, raising money for Donald Trump's political opponents.
Why?
I want to reiterate the same thing. First of all, I'm disappointed in the courtroom. I'm hearing Mr. Trump, he is former President Trump. Give him some respect. I mean, that's what that place is in there. It's no respect.
This is his complaint.
Dignity, bro.
Depressing. That courtroom is depressing. This is New York City, icon of our country, and we got a courtroom that's the most depressing thing I've ever been in.
So may God bless our country. I pray for our future. And let's pray for our country being stronger on the other side of this disgusting sham politician prosecution. Doug, close us out. Thank you. Disgusting sham politician.
He said it. Disgusting. He had it right the first time. Donald Trump is a disgusting sham politician. But I just had to laugh at Tommy Tuberville. He's like, they're calling him Mr. Trump. He's former president.
You know what's
like,
funny?
Man.
Even that language lets you know, even though we already know, that there are these Republican monsters in our government that are willing to afford a status to one man above all others. Because when you are in court, because you're a defendant, which Donald Trump is, your name, your legal name, is what is used. Not honorific titles, nothing. Right. Doesn't matter who you are. You could be a 300-star general with 65 Purple Hearts. They're going to call you Mr. Smith because legally that's what you are. So they aren't going to go out of their way to recognize that you are a former president because guess what, bud? You got yourself there. Maybe you don't deserve it because you're just like the rest of us.
Yeah, and Michael Cohen's testimony, from what I could gather, or depending on who you watched, was very composed, very direct, and he pretty much said, like, everything that Michael Cohen said, they already corroborated with all the other witnesses before Michael Cohen even got on the stand. Everything that Michael Cohen said has already been seen and heard before from different people through testimony, through text messages, through emails, all that stuff. So like nothing that Michael Cohen is saying is a surprise. The one thing I did find though as a surprise is that he said Sean Hannity from Fox News is involved in all of this. Oh boy. Oh boy. If that is true, oh my God, I hope somebody looks into Fox News. Like FCC, hello, you got a news station that's trying to interfere with elections.
Again.
That's God.
Again.
Yes. They're still doing it. Sean Hannity, and what's that other dipshit's name again? Jesse Waters?
Jesse Waters. But you know what's really funny is
Janine Pirro.
What's creepy this time around. See, like the first time Trump and Fox were like up each other's buttholes. That's great. Mm-hmm. This time around, yeah, there are times where they attack Trump or speak the truth about him, but they're still simping for Trump when Trump does not, like, Trump is not Fox. He'll print out his little sheets and say the word Fox, but Trump is like, you don't love me, I don't give a shit about you anymore.
Exactly.
Okay? You cut away from him on your stuff, and you're still supporting him and still willing to do despicable things in the name of Donald Trump.
Right. And I think that's what we keep pointing out. All of this is in service to one person. There are over 300 million of us in this country, and our government is at a standstill right now because all of the Republicans, most of the Republicans at least, work and serve at the beck and call of King Trump.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Yes, my lord.
Seriously. Yeah, exactly. Donald Trump rings the bell, makes a phone call. They come running and licking boots. That's all
not
they
all
do.
they
Just
like.
a bunch of freaking bootlickers, man.
They're licking
It's
him
disgusting.
clean, licking every crevice clean every day for that guy.
So I think that's a good place to end the show.
Yeah, that's visual. Mm.
They are licking that butthole. Anyway, thank you guys for watching again. We're so close to hitting our 1,000 subscribers. It may not sound like a lot to a lot of people, but to us, it's a very big number that we are looking forward to hitting. We got some great shows lined up too. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Please share this show or share the channel. Help us get the word out there. Mike and I are planning some amazing things, and we can't do it without your support. So please have a good night, and we'll be back on Sunday. And like always, we'll talk to you soon.
Ever feel like a loser? A sucker? Someone who got played? You should, because if you still support Trump, that's what you are. You got played by this guy. All his promises, come on, they're as real as his hair. He never built the wall. He never did the trade deals. He was never going to. It was all a show, a con game. He said you'd get tired of winning, but you're just tired. Tired of giving him money to pay for his lawyers. Tired of watching him embarrass you. Tired of his lies, his lawsuits, his trouble. Tired of defending a man who doesn't deserve your support. You know he won't change. You know he's the architect of all his problems. But he thinks you're gullible, that you can't figure him out. If you keep supporting him, you're proving him right.